There's an app that does that way better. I could show you all about it here on my phone if you want to see it.
This isn't that show.
This episode of iFanboy is brought to you by Netflix and Gamefly.
iFanboy, the video show from the comic book discussion site iFanboy.com. I got it right this time. You have no idea. Watch for the outtakes. I am Josh Flanagan.
I'm Connor Kilpatrick.
And I'm Ron Richards. And if you're a current watcher of iFanboy or listen to our audio show, you always hear us touting our voicemail line at 1-888-FANBOYS. It's 1-888-326-2697, not 1-800.
No, not 1-800.
Right.
We should have a song.
We should.
Call 1-888-326-2697.
We always say at the end of this show and the audio show that if you call the number, sometimes we do the show, the audio,
Sometimes we do
the voicemails on the audio show or the voicemails on this show. We're doing it today.
We're doing a whole episode of your voicemails, and we're going into cold. We got them all here. We're gonna listen to them and answer them on the fly. So we apologize if we don't have answers. Let's listen to our first one.
Hi, this is Dana in Seattle. Banshee Whale on the site. I was thinking about if Blackest Night was a crossover between the two universes, who in the Marvel universe would have been chosen by the rings as they were zooming around looking for extra ring carriers. Core members, that's the word I was looking for. Anyway, thanks.
All right, well, that's an interesting question. So if Blackest Night, which is the big event that's been happening at DC Comics based around Green Lantern, there are all these different kind of rings. There's the blue ring of hope. There's the red ring of rage. All that, orange ring of avarice. If it was a crossover with Marvel Comics, who would get rings in the Marvel Universe?
The interesting thing right away, though, is that the first thing that pops into my mind is always people who've just been brought back. I was like, well, Steve, no. Or
you mean Black Lantern? Who would be Black Lanterns?
Yeah.
No. I thought who would get. Oh yeah. Well, no. I thought it was who would get a Blue Lantern, like similar how Flash got a blue ring and stuff. Let's go with that. Because Blue Lanterns. I mean, Black Lanterns would just be zombies. So.
Right. Well, plus everybody's alive.
So who would get a green ring? Who would get a green ring of willpower and
Cap.
Cap. Really?
Steve Rogers would be green.
Yeah.
Really? You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will.
Who's
got a stronger
What
will?
about Daredevil?
No, he's
Fear. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's Sinestro.
That's so I think he's fearless.
Yeah. No, I think Cap's to the willpower.
Okay. All right.
Daredevil wouldn't have yellow. Obviously, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Who's rageful? The Hulk. Obviously, the Hulk would
Hulk,
win.
Hulk,
The Red
Hulk.
Hulk. He's already got the red. He's already a crossover.
All right. So who's blue? Who's hopeful? Who is
Spider-Man?
Yeah,
because he's always looking up, even no matter how bad things get.
I would give Spider-Man a blue ring.
I feel like there's a better answer.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
is it Tony Stark?
No, he's avarice.
But
he's
better for that. He is
Yeah.
better for that. But I was thinking like his
Orange.
technology inspires great hope and all.
No,
it's is it Reed? Reed is a hope for the future.
No, that's not
it's Spider-Man. It's
Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. So who gets pink? Who gets love?
And Black Widow. Because she slept with everybody.
She's a
slut.
Nice.
Sluts.
Who's got great Storm.
Hawkeye.
It's gonna be Storm. It'd be Aurora.
Storm.
She loves the land, the animal. Like she's
the one
goddess.
Of the
it would be Storm.
Indigo Tribe.
Compassion.
Tough one. Let's be honest.
We need a mother hen. Who's like the mother hen of the Marvel Universe?
The Thing? No.
Who takes care of everybody?
Jarvis?
Jarvis gets a ring.
Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
Are you just saying she's a mom though?
Because she mothers all these superheroes.
Yeah.
What about Xavier?
He's the evil stepmother.
So we've got green. Who gets yellow?
We need yellow.
Who's yellow?
Who's a bastard?
You said Tony Stark. I mean.
No, he's
I'm
orange.
sorry. Yeah, Fear. That's right.
And who uses fear as a weapon?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Red Skull.
No. What?
Red Skull.
That'd be weird.
Red Yellow Skull.
Red Yellow Skull.
That's an orange
Make him an
skull.
orange skull.
Kingpin.
There's
not a lot of fear-based
That's a tough
villains in the Marvel universe.
Mysterio.
Magneto. Fear of mutants. Fear of Homo Superior.
Homo Superior.
Yeah, that's the mutants.
They sound like Homo Soup.
Yeah, I give it to Magneto.
I guess. I don't love
It's
that.
a stretch.
But
It doesn't exactly fit because it's really not a Marvel thing. So there's a reason why it's a DC.
It wasn't a DC thing
Right.
either until
So
he made
okay,
it fit.
so we got Captain America as a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
We've got Magneto as a Yellow Lantern. We've got the Hulk as a Red Lantern. We got Tony Stark, Iron Man as an Orange Lantern.
Spider-Man
as a Blue Lantern. Invisible Woman
is
Indigo.
and
Storm is
pink.
pink. So there you go. There's our Lantern
yep.
picks. All right, good question.
That was a good question.
Next question.
Hey, it's Andy from Charlotte. I'm wondering, what was the last time you read something that made you mad? Like, for me, it was Frontline and Captain America and not knowing how to do eBay or whatever that absurd thing was. Well, I guess more recently it was, let's reintroduce Thor at the beginning of Siege and have all these anonymous bad guys beat him up so he's completely useless. That kind of irritated me. What about you? Love the podcast.
That's a question that really depends, I guess, on the kind of comic book reader you are, I guess. Like, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's lots of people who, like, they grab on it and they hold it. Like, I don't remember things like that.
I got a whole lot of them.
You are the kind of
Yeah,
comic
I
book
am.
reader.
Okay, I'll give you two right off the top of my head. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, a couple years ago, JMS was writing it. The whole Norman Osborn, Gwen Stacy got together, had babies storyline. That made me
That was awful.
angry, like so angry. It was just unnecessary retconning that still like it never went anywhere.
And that's
It
the
was
kind of thing
just
that
stupid. And
hurts the character.
It like she's like revered and it's Gwen and stuff like that. Don't make her a whore. You know what I mean? Like it was no point.
Gwen
doing
Stacy in 2R is a whore!
Exactly. It was no reason to do that. That was just all bad run though on Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I know a lot of
yeah.
people. There was the whole
Not all
Spider
of it.
Totems.
No, not all of it. There was a
Yeah.
good chunk.
The gold Iron Spider storyline is really good.
Sorry.
There was parts of good, but also the Spider Totem where they made Spider-Man a mystical character. That didn't make me angry. That just was annoying.
No, Gwen Stacy made me angry though. My other thing is that it's not. It's just a group of things, pretty much from 1994 until last year, reading Uncanny X-Men at any given point. No, don't do that to Rogue. Oh, Gambit was a marauder. Oh, it's punch after punch after
I
punch.
thought of one.
Yeah.
World War Hulk.
Okay.
And it turned out to not be true, but at the time, Hulk defeated Black Bolt like right away.
Yeah.
It was the first one. He took him out like a bitch, and I was like, come on.
Right. Yeah.
But that was a scroll.
They fixed that. Yeah.
I know, but I remember, I remember that.
Yeah.
So it's something.
Yeah.
It's an answer.
Yeah.
It's
What makes you angry?
Captain America, the Frontline thing was probably the last thing. I don't like.
You don't care much.
The more I read, the longer I'm reading it, just the less I get upset about things.
Because it doesn't have a permanence.
Yeah,
in
it
the way
goes
that
away, it
everything
gets
goes back.
changed.
Yeah.
It's just this month.
It's just this kind of, right now there's
That
a whole
Gwen
stack.
thing though still stinks.
Yeah.
See, that you hadn't thought about it since I brought it up.
It's true,
Yeah.
but that also had stuck with me. So and there'll be another comic out next week.
Yeah.
And next month there'll be another issue of this thing.
It's not worth it to get angry over this stuff. Although that X-Men stuff.
Unless you get fun you enjoy getting angry.
It's fun, like the Wolverine jacket in the Wolverine
Right,
Origins.
but that's not getting angry. That's just poking fun at it.
Yeah.
If you're
Or
reading
any
a
issue of
comic
Wolverine
and
Origins
you're
again,
getting
no
mad
way.
to the point where it's detracting from your enjoyment, then that's a problem.
That's bad.
But you still won't drop the book.
You should know. I know.
Flash Kids.
Flash Kids. That
make
didn't
me
get me
angry.
angry. It got me
It's bad.
annoyed. Yeah, that got me annoyed. It got me angry is how long that went on for. All right, on to the next voicemail.
Hey, iFanboy, this is Stefan Herford from Rancho Cucamonga, California, a.k.a. Scootman. I just wanted to know, what's your opinion on bold font in comics? Like, here's an example from the Sinestro Corps War. A Green Lantern with no ring is a miracle. No, Vadam, he has a power source inside him. His soul, he is the angel of the court. The Guardians call him Ion. So, yeah, just wanted to know what you think of that. Bye.
All right. Well, thank you for that dramatic reading from
Actually,
Sinestro Corps War. That was very good. Very good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Don't go into voice acting.
So it's kind of hard to explain, but what he's saying is that in word balloons in comics, you'll often see words bolded, and for emphasis, right?
Emphasis.
Emphasis.
Well, yeah, and
Or
also
syllable.
if you have the emphasis on one word, you can control how the reader is perceiving how that sentence is read. As you know, there are many ways a sentence can be read.
Right.
And where you put those bolds depends on it. But the key with comics is really Do not overdo that. And
well, I think it's a combination of things. I think it's one is don't overdo it because like we joked with X-Men Forever how they overuse italics. Every other word is italics. We have to run over there.
It's the same thing.
It's
Italics are
the
bold.
James
Exactly.
Robinson
Italics
thing.
are bold. Yeah, but the thing is that I think a big part of it is that these word balloons aren't meant to be read out loud like scripts. Yes, they're happening, but they're written in a way.
Would disagree. I mean, like that Bendis' whole thing is
Well,
that he
that's
writes
Bendis,
in such a way that it's like a script, and every word that comes out of those characters' mouths should sound natural.
But have you ever
loud.
read a Bendis script out loud or a story out loud like that? Do that. See if it works.
That's how I read all my comics.
Costume
No
changes.
Captain America, then I think we should go.
Much more elaborate.
The thing is, I think there's a medium between a natural conversation like this and the written word that it's that there's area in between that is okay to have those in there because it's helping you move along with the story.
And that's true, and that's in anything. I mean, you watch even TV or something like that. Exposition works on those things in a way that it doesn't happen in real life. Yeah. But there is a way to overdo it. I think we saw it early on in James Robinson's Return to Superman. There was some.
It was like every other word was bolded,
and it really lost a lot of its
emphasis.
Jack Kirby was actually legendary for when he started writing his own books. He bolded everything, and there was no there was no rhyme or reason to it. He was just bolding stuff randomly at times.
I don't even notice the bolds.
Yeah.
I don't even notice them. I've been reading for so long that I don't.
They just go.
It's just a device that it's just a word at this point. I don't even. It doesn't bother me either way. When we pointed out the James Robinson thing last year in the audio show, that I noticed for about 2 months, and then after that, it just folded in the background again.
Slowed down.
Yeah.
But either way, I never noticed when words are bolded or not. They just
Interesting.
It's one of those things that was used a lot more heavily, like when things were more bombastic in earlier comics.
I think that might be why, because I'm so used to that. Because from reading comics in the '80s, then now I'm inoculated to bolds.
Interesting.
Wow,
Yeah.
All right.
It's a painful shot. One in each arm.
it's a painful shot in the arm.
We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we got more voicemails for you.
We'd like to thank Netflix for sponsoring this episode of iFanboy. With more than 12 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service, streaming movies and TV episodes over the internet and sending DVDs by mail. For just $8.99 a month, Netflix members can instantly watch unlimited TV episodes and movies streamed to your TVs and computers and can receive unlimited DVDs delivered quickly to your home. With Netflix, there are never any due dates or late fees. Members can select from a growing library of titles that can be watched instantly and a vast array of titles on DVD. Among the large and expanding base of devices that can stream movies and TV episodes from Netflix right to members' TVs are Microsoft Xbox 360, Sony PS3 game consoles, and coming this spring, Nintendo's Wii console. Find the movies you love easily. Go to www.netflix.com/iFanboy and sign up now, and you get a free 1-month free trial, and it's just $8.99 a month after that free trial. So give it a shot, no late fees, shipping is free, get the movies and TV episodes you want. www.netflix.com/iFanboy.
We got more voicemails.
You love the voicemails, don't you?
Less talking.
Hey guys, it's Cammy from San Diego. I was wondering if they were to put out, a sequel or a prequel to Watchmen, the classic, would you guys read it?
I like he had to clarify. The classic. Oh right, that Watchmen.
So this is referring to a few weeks ago.
A while back, there's a rumor going around the internet that there's a prequel being contemplated at DC for a Watchmen prequel.
Or more Watchmen comics, and there was long ago rumors of a sequel, and then now the recent one is that there would be a prequel, a bunch of stories that took place before the Watchmen story.
Would we read it?
Would we read it?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
hell
have
yeah.
to.
Are you crazy?
It's our job.
Of course, yes. I mean, but even for the train wreck value of it,
Well, first and foremost, we'd have to.
We have to.
It's
yes.
our job.
We
We'd have to read it, of course.
Yes, yeah.
If I was just a regular reader, didn't have a show,
I
maybe.
could see Josh making a
I'm
point to
enough.
say, I'm not going to read it.
I
and
probably
then,
would.
And then we could fire him.
Yeah, ooh.
You don't have that power.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
need a
We're going to
2/3
quorum.
majority.
We have 2/3. Oh, Tom Caters, please call us. But
I love that joke.
One day he's going to just open palm you.
no, yeah, we would read it.
I wouldn't want to. Like on a personal level. I remember I read a comment from one of the people when we were in this up on the site, and they said I wouldn't read anything that the creators did afterwards, or I wouldn't own any creator-owned things that the people who did it. And I was like, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's
Stupid
just
work. It's sort of like the Dark Knight sequel, right?
Yeah.
I tell you this though, it's better the second. Read it again.
Yeah, it is.
It really does.
It is better the second time.
I can't get past the art. It just doesn't fit.
Anyway, that's so not the point.
Yeah.
But as a creator, I couldn't imagine wanting to take that on.
Well, what I thought was interesting.
I don't know who would.
What I thought was interesting is that, I mean, it's funny because you think about it from like whether they should or not, and it's not that's not going to be a question anymore because it's corporate overlords at Warner Brothers going, you've got this book that sells consistently all the time. Why don't we have more of that?
Yeah.
And it was funny
That makes
because
sense.
and it was funny because I was listening to our friend Chris Niesman from Around Comics, and he was on 11 O'Clock Comics, an audio podcast. And he was saying that, I don't know why I said it like I was from Boston podcast. And he made an argument. He made a very compelling argument that if they did it, why not basically publish fanfic, which is basically saying, okay, here's an anthology of stories of these characters by other creators. They don't have to be canon if you don't want them to. They're just stories.
It's actually a good way
That's
to
not
do
a
it.
bad way to.
But that's how that is anyway. They don't have to be. Nothing has to be canon.
Well, no, true,
Yeah.
right. But what I'm saying, like, here are interpretations, or
Yeah.
here are things, and so
Inspired by the
Ed
Watchmen.
Brubaker and Michael Lark doing a Night Owl story, and just like, and
I think that's and
yeah.
it doesn't change anything. I think one of the really
They should
good
totally
ways
retcon
to go editorial in that way would be to pick somebody who's completely unlike Alan Moore. You don't get somebody who's going to try to do Alan Moore because that's going to fail.
Yeah.
Get Mark Miller.
Get Dan Slott.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It's very
just-
unlike Alan Moore.
Yeah, but just something that's using those properties if you wanted to, but just not trying to imitate. Don't
Yeah.
try to imitate. I think that's key.
They should do a manga version.
That's not. But the thing is, no one wants it. No one needs it. I'd rather see something new.
But if it comes out, we'll read it for a variety of reasons. One, job. Two, out of curiosity,
Morbid
I'd have to read at least
curiosity.
the first one just to see what would happen. I wouldn't necessarily read the whole thing.
Yeah. That sucker will sell.
That's the thing. People complain, but if they do it, it's going to sell crazy.
Because jaded people like us are going to buy it, and then people are going to see that big Watchmen font and just buy it, and it will. Yeah. So, all right. Here's our next caller.
Hey guys, love the show. Was wondering if you could do one based on the sad time where you actually have to sell some of your comics and get rid of them, and where the best place to do that would be, other than going to like a comic book store per se, if maybe there's some options out there that people don't know about, like rather than like eBay and things like that. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Well, it's a good question, but it's probably not enough for an entire show. So
Why? Because I don't think I've ever sold a comic. I've given them away, but I've never sold them.
I've sold one comic once, and it was expensive Silver Age one. In order
Wait.
to buy it.
That wasn't yours.
It wasn't mine.
You didn't sell it?
I did sell it. I know. I totally sold it.
No,
I sold
but
the hell
You
out of it.
stole it and you fenced it.
Possibly. Anyway, moving on.
There is no mob. I have gotten rid of comics as I get on in years. I find myself wanting to hold on to those stacks of paper much less. There's very few stories I'm going to go back and read. The ones that I really find important, I tend to have newer versions of, and then I just have all these issues of stuff that even if it was kind of good, I'm like, there's no point in really.
You're never going to look at them again.
Never, and they're just taking up space, and space is money.
That's the problem with issues.
Yep. Now, and the other thing is that you're not going to get the stories of putting your kids through college through selling your comics are over. Those days
I
are
don't
over.
know if those ever existed.
Well,
They did in the sense that like
They
when
did when
comic
you-
books
when-
were rare.
Exactly. It's Keynesian economics.
When people didn't save comics from the 40s and then put them in a box, and then pulled them out later and nobody else had saved them.
Supply and
they were worth
demand.
something.
If you have Action Comics number 37 or whatever, which is the
One.
first one. Oh, Action Comics number 1. Which one? Oh, it's Detective 27. Right?
yeah.
If you have Action Comics number 1 or Detective 27, you probably could put your kid through college. There aren't many of those left, and a lot of them
But the
have been
thing,
sold.
when everyone has their comics and saved them and bagged and boarded them, they're not worth anything. So
Even more so, the reprint trade paperback hardcover program now is so much more robust than it's ever been. So there's no demand for any of this material.
So
that said, no, but don't discourage that because there is a market in the CGC and all
Very
stuff like
small.
that. There's a market, and if you want to sell your comics, you could probably, if you had time and you had the ability to, you could sell a lot of them on eBay or on the Amazon Marketplace, and you probably could make some money. But don't expect to be able to sell. I'm going to sell all my comics. There's some stores.
So how did you
A
do
lot
it?
of
You
effort.
sold a lot of stuff.
What has worked for me in the past is I went into my local shop. I was friendly with the guy there, and I was like, "Do you buy back issues?" And this was even a few years ago, so I bet it's even harder to do that now. And he said, "I'll give you a dime a book."
Yeah.
Basically,
Which is actually decent.
Yeah. Oh no, totally.
There was
totally fair.
Some stores weighed them.
Some stores did them by weight, like they had a certain amount per pound. There are stores or retailers that buy collections, like Mile High Comics in Denver. They are a large sale. Like they actually they populate back issue inventories for other stores.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
they don't necessarily want like the newest stuff.
Well, yeah, no, they're looking for
80s,
older, stuff that's
70s.
worth it more. But they will buy collections. Depending,
Right.
We don't know how big his collection is.
A friend of mine had a bunch of 70s and 80s Marvel books mostly, and he put it up on eBay or Craigslist, like $70 for the 4 boxes or something like that, and somebody came along and bought all those too. So that's something you can do.
You can sell them just like anything else you'd sell. Craigslist, eBay, Amazon.
It's just the demand is way down for this, and it's even kind of hard to get rid of comics. Just give them away. You can't really. They're not for kids. They're not. You can't give them to people. Say bring them to the library. Libraries don't want issues.
Hospitals might want them.
Yeah, but I've heard that, but I don't know anyone who's successfully been able to do
My favorite story about this is our writer Jim wrote in a column a couple months ago about this very thing. He has a big box in his trunk and was trying to get rid of it and put it in front of his comic store, thinking some fan, because obviously the comic fans go there, would trip over it and think, "Look at this! It's a gold mine." His name was on the box. The owner saw it and kept it for him and gave it to him when he came in the store the next day and said, "Look, I found your box."
Somehow got delivered to my doorstep.
Some sort of Pygmalion.
It's not right.
We're going to take a break, come back. Some more voicemails. We're going to stop after that one.
We'd also like to thank Gamefly for sponsoring this episode of iFanboy. Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice of over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at just $15.95 a month, Gamefly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as you like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back and Gamefly will send you the next available game on your list. And if you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the Gamefly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. Gamefly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. With a special offer for iFanboy viewers, you get a 15-day free trial when you go to www.gamefly.com/iFanboy. So if you like gaming, check out Gamefly at gamefly.com/iFanboy. All
right, the phone's been ringing off the hook, so here's another one.
Hi guys, this is Jim from Portland, Oregon. I was just calling to find out if you. I'm reading the Punisher Max series that Garth Ennis did with Leandro Fernandez as the main artist. Reading those trades, and man, it's so good. I was so surprised because I had read some of the Steve Dillon art on the regular Punisher series that Garth wrote, and I was less into that, and less impressed. But I'm just blown away by this the Punisher Max stuff, and I was wondering if you guys ever had it as a pick of the week, and surprised if it wasn't, because it kicks butt. And also, I was just kind of curious what happened, I wonder, with the writing between the old series that Garth wrote and then the Max series. Of course, there's more profanity and more violence, but damn, it's just so much better. Anyhow, love the show. Keep up the great work, and take care. Ciao.
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 Ciao, Jim.
Yamanja.
So Garth Ennis has probably become one of the best Punisher writers of all time at this point with his work this decade.
He's probably the definitive Punisher writer.
He, earlier in 2000, he did Welcome Back, Frank, and worked with Steve Dillon, and then he broke off and started doing the Punisher Max series. The difference there is that Punisher in the Marvel universe in 616, whereas Punisher in normal real world kind of environment. That's the big difference. That's what makes them different.
Max is not continuity.
Right. Max is not continuity, and it's realistic.
And did you read the Max book?
I read the Max book for a little while. I had to stop halfway through just because it was very, very good. You're right. It's great. And the entire run is fantastic. It just got a little every month violent and dark, and I just got a little bored because it's not really my cup of tea.
Josh and I didn't read. I read the Welcome Back Frank series.
I don't think that I realized that there was much of it. I thought it was just a continuation of his stuff on Marvel Knights, basically.
Yeah, no.
I know that now.
Yeah.
And I got kind of sick of that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not a big Punisher fan, which is why.
But there's a lot with the IRA and
we did.
I think I would really like it. It's just
I think you would.
There's like 11 trades.
Yeah,
it's a long road.
There's an omnibus. There's an omnibus.
No, there's not.
But I thought there was.
The omnibus is in the Marvel universe. I bought it thinking it was the Marvel Max, but it wasn't. It was the Marvel Universe stuff, which is good. I read it and I liked it a lot. But
I know people who read it and swear by it. So some of the best comics.
I have it on my list, and it's always one of those things I mean to maybe pick up the first one. But there's so much to read. My friggin' pile is high. I want an omnibus. Yeah. I'm not gonna get one.
No, but it has been really good.
Maybe at a con I'll get one.
Yeah, why it wasn't the pick of the week was because I was the only one reading it, and
you didn't read the whole time.
And I didn't read the whole time, and there was probably always something else because while it was good, that's not really my.
It's not your kind of thing at all.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, all right, on to our last voicemail.
End it.
Hey, iFanboys, it's Jackie from Queens, New York. I'll keep it simple. Top 5 artists. Go.
That is simple.
Now, I know mine fairly well. I talk about this kind of stuff all the time, but I don't think I know.
Is it all time or is it currently working?
Let's go with the people whose if books came out right now, the five artists you would be most likely to buy.
So
it could be
currently
all time.
currently working?
Well, I mean, don't put Kirby. He's not going to put out a new book.
Well,
so
just let's say
anybody.
who's people who are currently active in the comics world.
Okay.
If
that's
Right.
the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Just easier.
All right, let me go
all
last.
time
You
you
go
can-
first because you put more thought into this.
Jock, Michael Lark.
It's hard not to get influenced.
Yeah, no. Ryan Otley, Sean Phillips, and let's say someone I can't think of at the moment. I'm gonna say Peter Snaberg.
Not 70?
No, I'm gonna go with Peter Snaberg for the moment.
Darwin Cook?
Fuck, I'm changing mine.
Amanda Connor? Kevin McGuire? J.H. Williams III? And that's a tough one. It's tough because you don't. It's your last one. You don't exclude anybody.
Yeah.
Crap. That's a hard
Martine?
one. Yeah, not so much lately.
Hasn't built it up yet.
Plus, his last couple of arcs weren't as good as his first one.
Mark Bagley.
Well, quietly.
Yeah, but he's. I guess you could call him active.
Yeah.
He's probably drawing.
I'm not.
So, Quietly, Darwin, Amanda Connor, J.H. Williams III, and who was my other one? Oh, Kevin McGuire.
Okay. All DC artists.
Interesting. I'm gonna borrow Darwin from you. So I'd say
That's
Darwin.
on three.
All three. This is tough. Jimmy Chung.
Ooh, good one.
But is he current? Like, he just covers.
Yeah, no, recently
He's
enough.
working though.
I want to say Travis Charest, but he's not current. He's not doing enough.
Say Cassidy then.
I could say Cassidy, yeah.
Would you say Jim Lee?
I would say Jim Lee.
But he's also not really.
No, I'd say Jim Lee.
Just
I'd say
draw.
Jim Lee. But I'm trying to think who I buy no
He's
matter
still
what comes
around.
out
He
by.
could put out a book tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably he doesn't.
Yeah, I'll go Jim Lee. Let's see. Oh, Jamie McKelvey.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. And
Crap.
that's
What about Olivier Coipel?
he's it could be a recent ad.
McNiven? Good
Oh
McNiven?
no, John Romita Jr.
Oh,
Boom,
good one.
done.
Damn!
So
I need 7.
All Marvel.
not all. Darwin.
No.
Darwin's not.
Jamie
doing Marvel.
McKelvey.
Jamie McKelvey's indie.
He does-
He does.
yeah,
He does it. He
he
does
does
it.
Marvel
For
work.
he's done DC work.
He did, I
Yeah.
know.
Anyway, so call our voicemail line 1-888-FANBOYS. It's 1-888-326-2697. You might get your voicemail played on the show.
And we also play them almost every week on our audio show, so if you don't hear it here, you might hear it there. So if you don't listen to the audio show, you should. You might hear your voicemail. It's possible. For years, we've been answering your voicemails, and you've got no idea.
Yeah, possible. So
That's entirely possible.
You can find that at iFanboy.com. You hear the audio podcast.
Listen to all the old shows to see if we talked about your voicemail.
Or you can email us at contact@ifanboy.com.
Yeah.
So
Yes, and I forgot which parts you just
You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ifanboy.
Blinking.
that's okay.
And you can come to iFanboy. That's where all the
We're
fun
just going
happens.
to say iFanboy.
We used to have a thing up that would tell us what to do, and then we got all cool, like, we don't need that. And I blow it every time.
Also, can't find markers.
Can't find whiteboard markers.
Dry erase markers. It's like gold.
What a weird way to end a show. Three, two. Gotta be kidding.
Come on.
Doesn't matter.